Welcome to Through the Table Podcast with Bryan, JL, Tom, Rick, and Russ.
What happened? We can talk about Jeff Hardy.
We sure could.
We definitely can.
Yeah. Well, they said today that it's the normal release that he got. So he has the 90 days with it, obviously.
I was very disappointed with his Broken Skull sessions.
I never saw him.
Yeah. I didn't even watch it.
I didn't know that it existed.
Well, it came out like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
And, it was just kind of like they touched on things, but they didn't really say much.
That's surprising.
And then he was just kind of like, "Yeah, I want to be the Universal Champion," and that was like his only goal. And it was just like, and like Stone Cold was not necessarily stretching things, but he was. It was like a boring interview. So like it's.
I mean, in fairness, Jeff Hardy's boring.
Yeah, it's unfortunately he's not a super exciting guy.
No, I mean his in-ring work speaks for itself.
Sure, but yeah, give him the mic and it's not a fun day.
The best one was when Kevin Nash wine.
Yes,
he was just hammered. That was my favorite one.
But even Kevin Nash didn't really talk much on that one either. Like I was expecting him going to some big stories, and they skirted a lot of that. But so I can see that with the Jeff Hardy. But I think going back to Jeff Hardy, I think he's working everybody.
Well, you saw the video, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why I think he worked everybody.
Well, he supposedly worked like 70. He worked like 70% of the match, and then he did that at the end.
Yeah, I think he's working everybody. He's got past history of certain issues.
Mm-hmm.
He's had past history of being in the ring. See that match with Sting?
Yep.
With certain issues.
Right.
I think this is somebody who was completely unhappy, didn't want to be there. Him and his brother have been talking about having one last run as a tag team before they both retire.
It's about all they got
But
left.
it would be kind of weird if like AEW or somebody, picked him up 90 days from now with that. Like, how many chances does he get, whether it's a work or not?
There's going to be a stigma there. That you really can't, and especially the way that AEW just kind of. They're I can't say they play it safe, you know what I mean? But it's like, Excalibur, a video pops up of him saying the N-bomb from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
they can him for a month or whatever, and he's got to go to sensitivity training. It's like I just if that's is it's either A, you hire a drug addict, or B, Jeff Hardy's like, I was working everybody, I'm fine. And then it's just like, well, you're an asshole for doing that to get fired.
True.
So it's kind of like
you kind of stuck with it, yeah.
And like I said in the chat, do we really want to see the Hardy Boys versus the Young Bucks in 2022 or whatever the hell?
I mean, we're going to see FTR and the Rock and Roll Express. I mean, I think I'd rather see the Young Bucks versus the Hardys.
Well, I mean, we don't have to worry about Robert Gibson not, hitting an opioid knot in the turnbuckle.
That's true.
No, but I mean, we don't know which guy he's looking at. That's the part of the problem.
Yeah, that's true, right?
I mean, I would rather have him not looking at me than nodding off. You know what I mean?
He's got one eye looking at one young buck and the other eye looking at the other.
Well, the reason I agree with what Tom's saying is I don't know if anyone noticed, but Matt Hardy's now going back to his old gimmick. He's not going to be Big Money Matt anymore. He's just going to be Matt Hardy now. Like he was in the WWE.
It was Tom telling us this, or is Nostradamus telling us?
Well, this would actually be.
I just think it's
Captain
kind of funny
Hindsight.
how they coincided with each other when he said, "Oh, I'm going to be Matt, the Matt you want to see again," and then Jeff does this. It's kind of like, I wonder if they're working together on it. It kind of makes sense.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I kind of feel like Tony Khan finally was like, you know what, this Hardy family office stuff just isn't good. So
no, it isn't. It's awful.
You know, I mean, and they've done it before.
Oh yeah,
they've done
especially
it before
with him.
where they just, you know what, that you know, I mean, I think you have. I guess if you have Jeff come in at some point, you know, something happens. They do the broken stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Brother Nero, I knew you'd come.
Yeah.
You know, boom.
Yep.
They win the AEW tag titles for like a month, and then they just ride off into the sunset.
Yep.
And become
pretty much
agents or something.
I could see that.
Which I mean, I guess is fine, but I don't really want to see. Like I said, I just don't want to see the Hardy Boys in 2022 at this point.
Well, unfortunately, I think it's coming at some point.
Wearing Janko jeans and nylons on their arms.
Well, I think that's the way they go out, though. It's either they do it in AEW or they do it on Independence. It's either way.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll do it in AEW just because Tony Khan's probably like got a boner for that or something.
You might as well make some money off of it. They will.
Yeah,
people love it. Doesn't matter if they can't work anymore.
It just, the reason why I think it's a work is if you watch the video, it doesn't seem like it did in that night with Sting. I mean, this wasn't a guy who, especially since when, like, he was in the match, really, the match was going on for quite some time, and then all of a sudden he starts acting erratic.
Yeah.
What, did he do a bump while he got
it'd be the whole match. He'd be all like, you know, they wouldn't have him in the match if he was all out of it.
Instead of blading on the apron, he's doing a line.
Well, maybe you know, maybe that's when the opioid kicked in halfway through the match. He's just,
who knows?
I mean, I'm not trying to joke because it's, you know,
I hear you.
but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, if he's trying to work people, that's, I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
But the WWE gave him you either go to rehab or you're done. That was their ultimatum. They may have told him that months and months ago, and he knew it.
He said he didn't want to go to rehab.
Right.
So they released him.
Yep.
Which he probably knew that's what the option was going to be, is either, you know, take the rehab or leave, and he wants to get out anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I think that, I don't know. I think they were saying it was like early March now, and he would be out whatever the 90 days hits.
So speaking of leaving WWE, I'm going to segue a little bit. Johnny Gargano has the you know, he's back up on Pro Wrestling Tees, so that obviously means that he is no longer getting paid from WWE.
Correct.
Contract is up.
Yep.
You know, and I don't know if I think I sent that video right in the chat with with Tommaso inviting Gargano and KyleO'Reilly into the ring.
Yes.
And them all just hugging and stuff. And so it's like I could definitely see, and it's kind of like a, I guess, reoccurring thing on the podcast where it's like, you know, it just seems like there's always this crop of talent that's ready to, you know, sign somewhere, and it's like, where do you draw the line? Where do you stop? Because at some point you can't hire all these guys. You can't,
No.
You know, but at the same time, certain ones make more sense than others. Like,
oh, for sure.
Like
some of them are too good not to.
Yeah, you'd have to if you
right,
didn't
like
bring him in.
Danielson, absolutely, like stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I could see Tony Khan like passing on Gargano.
He could.
You know, I definitely feel like
if O'Reilly's gone, he's going to be in AEW soon. Like I
His
definitely feel
his
like they're
contract
going-
ended at midnight yesterday. So
I-
he's
I thought it was
official-
midnight tonight.
I guess they were saying midnight, but I guess they were saying today, but it's actually was last night. So he's a free agent as we speak. Either way, there's no show tonight, so he wouldn't have to be at an NXT
Yeah.
show. But
right.
either way, he's available now. The both of them, they're not under contract. Their contracts are done. So,
But like I feel like if you're gonna hire O'Reilly, that the story writes itself at that point. With the
Yep.
elite versus the whatever you're gonna call them.
right.
And it's, and then afterwards you have Red Dragon as
For
a
sure.
tag team.
Yeah.
That's great. You bolster in the tag division.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, sets up a stable. I really feel like those trios tag team, tag titles are coming at some point.
Next year, for sure, at some point, it's got to be. Mm-hmm. Because they have so many of them.
You think they announce it? They announce it for Battle of the Belts, like not the belts
Oh,
itself.
you mean that
but,
it's going to come?
like yeah?
Maybe they might. Depends on when they want to do them. I don't know when they have it planned out. Because you just have had the first TBS champion crowned a few days before that. So
That's true, yeah.
maybe you want to wait
Right.
a couple of months and do that. I don't know. It's
I could see that.
maybe wait till I think Revolution's in March, like March 6th, I think is what they announced it for. So maybe they'll announce it at Revolution.
And that's when is that?
Revolution, it's
That's-
March
yeah.
6th. Yeah. In
Um,
Orlando.
Back to your point, Rick, I think that there are some of these guys that you have to sign. You just have to.
Yeah.
I thought of something. What if some of these, like, think of it, guys like Janela.
Mm-hmm.
These are guys. Oh, he's gone. These are guys that now have experience in front of a TV audience, in front of cameras and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they're doing their nil program and changing how they do things, but what if some of these guys, I mean, there are openings in WWE now. What if some of these guys get picked up?
It's possible.
Reverses everything.
I mean, I don't know if I don't know with this whole nil program in place. I don't think they're going to go back to picking up. I mean, unless it's somebody, I could see like a Wardlow or a I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah, I'm sure like an MJF at some point, but even MJF, I don't think he's that tall. Like I really feel
No,
like
he's not.
they're good getting away from the little guys, and I'm not even saying that to like,
No,
'cause
I
hate
know what you're
MJF,
saying.
but I just feel like a lot of, especially with this program and all the people that they announced, they're all just,
They're all 6'4" to like 7 feet
Ridiculous,
tall.
yeah.
All the guys
And
are
even
huge.
and even the girls, all the girls
Yeah,
are like
6 feet.
5'9". You know what I mean?
Those, those twins are 6 feet.
Yeah,
I thought they were like 5. Yeah, they were like 5'9".
No, they're like 6 feet. I think they have them both at 6 feet.
Yeah, they're both 6 feet. They look exactly the same.
I think what they're looking for is they want to get young and people that they can basically mold into what they want. I don't think they're going to do as much indie people anymore.
Because even the like the people that they just pushed, that I mean, I had the unfortunate job, I guess, of watching War Games last weekend,
That's you.
and but it's like, you know what I mean, just all these like the characters, you know what I mean, like
Mhm.
they're just, it's all WWE created just crap, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, like it's and I feel like it just said a lot, You know what I mean? Like it's like they did everything that they could to, I guess, bury the black and gold NXT. You know what I mean? Like it's gone.
Mhm.
It's kind of like when they brought ECW back. And then, I mean, at the beginning of it, there was still hope. You had a lot of the old school ECW guys in there. And then all of a sudden you had your zombies and your vampires and
Big Show as your champion.
Yep.
oh, and then it just got worse.
Yep. And so it's like even the female, like the ending to that was god awful.
Wasn't it the skateboard chick?
Yeah,
Look at the
skateboard
pin.
chick. Yeah, but it was like Dakota Kai was out for like a good 45 seconds. Raquel Gonzalez hit her move. Dakota Kai's just laying there,
Mhm.
and the girl literally was like looking around surprised,
Oh,
and
boy.
then like crawled over and got the 3 count. And I was like, that's how you.
They said it was a terrible match.
It was awful. It was
Mhm.
bad. It was really bad.
Yeah. They said even the men's one wasn't that good.
I didn't like it. It was. It just seemed like it was. It was like, hey, look what these young guys can do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like that was the whole.
Yeah, it was new versus old, basically.
Right.
And you knew who was going to win anyway. It was just how.
And honestly, the fact that they actually.
Braun Breaker and the bolt cutters.
Oh yeah. But like even the fact that they had Braun go over Tommaso.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You could have had there's 3 other guys on that team that you could have.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like even Gargano's leaving. Why didn't you you know what I mean? Get Johnny out there.
Well, just have LA Knight do the job. He does it to everyone else.
Everybody, yeah.
So
It's like,
I don't
why
get
would
why
you-
Tommaso
why
would need to, right?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
No clue. None.
I can get if you want to protect Gargano. I can understand that, but LA Knight's right there.
Protect him for what?
Just if they want to, if they think it would help them come back, because they're kind of
Resign?
strange about that. That's the whole thing with them giving Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens more TV time, is they think if we give them more TV time, they're not going to want to leave, even though you have them getting killed all the time and taking every pin that they can. They don't understand that TV time's TV time, but if you're getting squashed at the same time, how's that going to help you?
Right.
And it's kind of their thinking just doesn't make sense at times. I mean, I understand, like, O'Reilly and what's his name, Von Wagner had the match and he lost to him. But yeah, that's how you go out, right? But
Right.
why does Kevin Owens have to lose to Seth Rollins and Lashley and Big E every week? No one else does the job but him every single week.
Because they're making a point.
What-
They want to
am-
make
am
him
I-
look as weak as possible.
Well, why
So
am I
the-
going to stay though? Like, if you think that's going to make me stay,
Well,
kind
it's
of gives
not.
me the opposite, right?
They know for a fact he's leaving,
Mhm.
and they want to make him look as badly as possible. So that way, your average wrestling fan who probably are wondering what happened to Daniel Bryan. Why isn't
Yep.
Daniel Bryan on TV? Even
Right,
though you just
right.
turn on a different channel on a Wednesday night, you can see him.
Exactly.
They're gonna, just assume Kevin Owens stinks. And if
Mhm.
they even saw him in AEW, I don't know why this program must stink because he's winning and he lost all the time.
Right.
I'm
Mhm.
talking about the, the
See, he like
serious marks.
so like I feel like Kevin Owens / Kevin Steen, if he's gone, if he's leaving WWE, once again, it just seems like there's every month there's new guys coming up that AEW or Impact or whatever can sign.
Mhm.
But I feel like same thing with Owens. If you don't sign Kevin Steen,
Oh, he's a
I feel
no-brainer.
like that's a huge right.
Yeah. Mhm.
But like I said, like someone like Gargano, Gargano's great. He was great in the ring, but you know what? Gargano is a good worker.
Yeah.
Where I feel like Owens is just all around.
Oh, he's
You know
the
what I mean?
total
Like that-
package. Not Lex
Lex Luger?
Luger, but he's the total. I knew you were
No.
going there. But he can where Gargano maybe not that great on the mic, or you think he's a little bit small, all the cliches you've heard. But if AEW wanted to bring him in, I could see it. But if they didn't, I could see it too. But with Kevin Steen, if you don't, it's like, why not?
But even that, like Sami Zayn, do you pass on Zayn?
Probably not.
You know what I mean? So
he's
once again,
he's very talented. It's the WWE, just for whatever reason.
Oh,
when
absolutely.
he came to the main roster, it's just total train wreck for him.
But what does he do? Is he Sami? Is he whatever Rami, whatever his name is, or does he try to do El Generico? Because I feel like you can't in 2020.
I think you can't put the mask
whatever.
back on him at this point. But his name isn't something that's just going to flow off of someone's lips,
Right.
I'm not sure with the name, but I don't think you could put the mask back on him at this point.
See, I don't know. I feel like you could, because people will love it.
Oh, people will get
it.
it. Yeah, I can see why he would, but I don't know if I would. Maybe.
But I definitely don't think they could. I mean, he couldn't speak with the broken English, and it's. I guess it's the same thing as like Curry Man. You know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah.
You really Christopher Daniels can't do Curry Man in 2021. Or
Oh no, definitely not.
Yet somehow he was still doing his Nazi officer gimmick, though.
Yeah.
He was a fancy gentleman. He wasn't a Nazi officer. That's what I thought.
That's
I didn't
true.
think Nazi. I thought fancy gentleman.
I mean, my mistake. I thought he was an SS soldier, but hey, it's just fancy gentleman.
That's the Harris twins.
Right.
What the fancy gentleman against the street fighter of the islands?
Yep.
Oh, geez.